Hey YouTube, my name is Eve the Weave. Like, share, and subscribe. And in case you didn't notice, if you don't know who you fucking with, we in the motherfucking dog room, okay? And let me just tell you something. Last night when I made the last video, right? I made the last video about the whole ARMON and Richard Lomax. And remember when I mentioned that they did another interview before, and that interview was about Remy? That was the first interview that he did with him, like mainstream like that, and it was about Remy. Let me just tell you something. I remember that chat, and I love going back in time and looking at some shit. Because in case y'all didn't motherfucking realize this, if y'all compare that interview that he did with him in 2018 to the one that he did last night, it is the same fucking shit. It's the same, people. Let me just go get the receipts. We gonna go through each fucking interview, bar by fucking bar, and I'ma prove to you. See, niggas been linked up. Somebody go get Mob Radio. Tell her to listen to this. Niggas been formed up like Voltron on y'all. Y'all just thought they played on different teams, not knowing. I feel like in my heart now that I had a chance to go back and revisit that interview. See, while y'all was sleeping, I was never sleeping. I didn't go to sleep. Because that interview was really on my brain, so I had to really go and search and look for it. But I found the whole thing in my history, of course. But here's the thing. It's bananas. Those two interviews go hand in fucking hand. So let me not let you wait any longer, because like I said, we gonna go through bar for bar. I don't give a fuck how long it takes. This video might be a little long, but I'm gonna tell you where niggas been linked up like Voltron. Niggas been doing this. They did. I don't want to say it was planned out, but y'all gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's go to one of the. Let's go. I'm gonna start off with the video and interview that he did with Richard Lomax last night. And every time I switch interviews, I'm gonna let y'all know which interview is which. And that's how we gonna do that. And that's how we gonna break this shit down like a shotgun. Because I knew that shit sounded familiar last night. It clicked in my head fucking immediately. And if y'all ARMON fans, no, it should have clicked in your heads too. But let's get to the fucking video.
So I've always had a lot of love and respect for you.
I've always loved and respected your channel, so I didn't mind doing that interview at all.
Yes, and I'm glad to actually have you back here. However, we did run through a bumpy road over the last couple of weeks, Richard.
We did. I had to for my loyalty to the people that you have been attacking on this platform. I mean, some of the things I agreed with, but some things I didn't. But that has nothing to do with it, because a lot of times I'll agree and disagree. But the reason I had to go, because I was trying to be loyal to Miss Thang over there on the other side of the channel, and to Big Neck. I was trying to be loyal to her too.
And so one thing I want you always to know, though, is that
I hate that sucker shit.
And I respect your loyalty, because a lot of people don't understand loyalty, and I get that, and that's why I even sent you a text, because people were like, "What's going on with Richard? Which one am I on with Richard?" And I'll be honest with you, and up until I got you on the phone, it was almost like, "Chow, I didn't know if this was real or fake. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people didn't know, but then I had listened to it and I seen what's going on, and I text you because even with you being blocking me and us being on separate sides, at the end of the day, like I told you privately, you and I are gay brothers in a sense. Okay, we are connected in that. And when it gets down to the F word, sometimes there becomes a division between gay men, women, and it doesn't matter what woman hates who or who likes what and whatever. When it comes down to respect, you will really start to see who feels what, who sides with who, and where the alliances really stand. So it didn't really matter because I knew at the end of the day, like I always wanted you to understand, that me going after ONSITE, contrary to what anybody else would say, that had nothing to do with you or had nothing to do with anybody else that thinks that they are affiliated, because they're literally nothing. You get what I'm saying? But it was ONSITE. It was Ra Ali. There was not. I'm going after the boss. I'm going after the ones that's getting paid. I'm going after the ones in the blogs. I'm not talking about free interns. Okay? I'm talking about,
Here we go with the fucking shots. And the not saying Mob Radio or Millie's name or Riley's name. See, this is the shit that I don't fucking like. This sucker free shit be getting on my motherfucking nerves. I'm gonna need y'all to get the fuck. I'm gonna print out some sucker free shirts and I'm gonna just start putting names on them and just gift wrapping them and giving it to people. Because y'all get on my fucking nerves with all that. I'm not gonna give them no clout. Shut the fuck up. You already talking about. We know the fuck you talking about. Go curl that girl big neck.
Cardi B. I'm talking about when it gets to, using a person for clicks and views. That's what we're talking about. So it had nothing to do with you because I liked you. And everybody else that was there, they're non-motherfucking factors. They're just casualties. They're nothing. Literally nothing. But so I'm glad that you finally got to that place. Now that I have you on the phone, Richard, let's just talk about, is this real? Is this a publicity stunt? Like, did you really quit?
Yes, but before we get into that aspect of it, I guess just to clear up the reason why I unblocked you.
Okay, go ahead.
For one, I didn't have my own personal beef or issues with you. It was just that I was trying to be loyal to those who you're coming for. However, I unblocked you is because those same people that I thought had my back allowed their channel to drag me with these different allegations of me being this type of person and doing this for this reason and not defending me after we had conversation. So you allowed that to happen. You didn't clear up the truth without taking a side. You allowed people to drag me. And that is fine. So now I'm going to have my own back since nobody else has it. Fuck Rob. And I'm
That's a motherfucking fact.
on a different channel because I don't think I should have said that word.
No, that's fine.
Am I allowed to do that?
No more. But no, woo. You heard what he said. Okay? You heard what he said. Hey, listen.
Finish him.
Richard. Anything else you want to go ahead and say? We got 2,000 people watching. Go ahead and say what you need to say and address whoever you need to address.
Loyalty works both ways. My experience with you, not you, but with Ra, is my experience with Ra. So I'm included in that experience. So if I decide to tell my truth and my story about what transpired, then I'm going to do that. You will never get any outside information that does not involve me. That's not my concern. However, I got my own back, and I'm going to have it going forward. I'm tired of relying and putting my trust and my friendship in these people that don't have great relationships to begin with. This is not her first fallout. This is not her first fallout with friends. but this is her last one with me because I've forgiven her and made up with her several times throughout the duration of 5 years of friendship. And I am finished. You will never disrespect me again. I don't give a fuck. Excuse my language. How anybody feels. I don't. I could give less than an F. How anybody feels.
And I think that's very important. And I think outside of the hoopla, and I think outside of the laughing and the kiki and the shit, I think people need to understand the magnitude of what you felt. And I think that it's that some people expect you to either not have said anything or they are really downplaying it with a, well, what if, or why is, or but we can't say, or why can you say, and this is contradictory. None of that is important. I was working with someone who was my friend, and we'll get into some things. We won't go all the way there, but you were thoroughly disrespected beyond the line.
Absolutely.
And so
I was just on the phone with.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just on the phone with a friend prior, a good friend, a good sister of mine, and she and I argue here and there. She has not once disrespected me in that way, and I don't disrespect her in that way. When it comes down to the level of disrespect, Ryan and I go back and forth playing with each other.
Okay, hold on. Okay, before we get into it, because a lot of people may not know what happened. What did she say? What happened? Just what did she? Why are you pissed?
When I hung up from arguing with her, but about something that somebody else did, which everybody gets the blame in that group, I guess. Somebody else did some shit on their lives, and I guess I got the wrath of it. I had nothing to do with it, so I got disrespected when I hung up.
Millie, I'm assuming that's you. You know, that he's talking about that you did something on your live. I'm gonna need you to come forward and tell us what you think he's talking about. What the fuck is going on? But he's actually, so it sounds like he's talking about you. Could you please let us know? Could somebody go get Millie and tell her that I'm recording this, because y'all gonna see the difference, and it's already started. And people, this Armon friend, y'all should know better, or not his friend, but you know, they watch the show.
Happen on a live. You don't have to. I'm just asking. Can you speak on that?
I can, but that's just no here nor there because you know we don't want to bring too much attention to other people. That are irrelevant at this moment. The situation happened where they did something they wasn't supposed to do. So I'm sitting there on the phone with this person, trying to understand what the problem was so that I could go back and fix it. And then I get a call 7 times from Ra. And on the 7th call, I was like, girl, let me call you back real quick because this child is annoying me. I call her back and I say, yes. Right then and there, she starts to lose her mind. And I'm like, well, who are you talking? I'm talking to you. And it continues. So by that time, I started screaming to the top of my lungs. And I realized, I'm like, what are you doing, fool? I hung up the phone. And as soon as I hung up the phone, I get a text message. I guess it was supposed to be the message that was supposed to come in when I wasn't answering because it came straight in. It said, answer the MFN phone. You MFN FAGGOT. It's confusing because I can't curse. ASSBITCH.
Yes. She called you a
faggot ass nigga.
Ass fat. I beat it out. But she called you a BAFAGGOT. Yes. Okay. Wow. Yeah. In all caps.
And then in all caps. And then the rest of the remainder was stay out of my MFing business.
Stay out of, okay. So she felt like you were in her business, or she felt like you were being messy, contributing to a messy live. And so basically, I'm trying to figure out what made her that angry with you to call you a mother effing FAGGOT, and you guys are friends and colleagues. Why would she go that far, do you think? Huh?
Because the friends that I have don't call me names like that, even in the heated, most disrespectful arguments where we're talking about each other.
Now, I'm going to pause it right there. Now, that was last night's interview. I'm going to pause it right there. Now we're going to go into the interview that he did with Richard Lomax in 2018. Watch this.
The job that oh yeah, the job I'm on is the same job. She's talking about stopping bags. Well, she tried to stop my bags on this job.
Okay, so let's go back. So, when did you start working for Remy Ma?
That's like maybe a few months after she got out of jail.
So this was 2015.
Yeah, when they released him. Probably around that time.
And so what happened? Like, what happened, Richard? Because you seem very upset at whatever happened. Because, I mean, I'm looking at some of the photos here, and you guys look like you guys were really in a good place. I mean, I'm looking at you, Ra Ali, and, you know, Remy Ma, and everything was going good. So what happened?
Yeah. Well, here's what I feel like really happened. Of course, a lot of things weren't said when a lot of things were said, but there was no reasoning or backing up behind why would these things happen. So I drew my own conclusions based on, you know, figuring her out and trying to understand what type of person
This
she
is
was.
old. Look at the background.
Then I backed up. So what really, I'm not upset or angry. I'm more so, I'm annoyed, you know, about this image that she tries to portray, when in all reality, the image that she portrays is not who she actually is. This vile, disrespectful, nasty individual. I mean, just ruthless, heartless. You know,
really?
She tries to put on this front facade. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You ever wonder why not a lot of people stick around? That's one of the reasons why. I mean, just a lot of things aren't said. I'm going to say what I need to say. Now, I'm not out in the process of putting business out there. Mm-hmm. I'm just here to tell my truth and my story. So there's a lot of personal information of her that I still know and hold. But I'm here to talk about the shit that involves me, not the shit that doesn't. So her nasty attitude and her disrespectful, volatile behavior, actions, demeanor is the reason why we no longer are becoming friends, no longer are friends, and no longer work together. And that's another reason why she and Rashida are not friends as well.
Wait a minute. We're going to get to that. But what did she do to you exactly? What was so nasty about her attitude?
So she can be very jealous. And I think she was jealous of the relationship that Rashida and I had. So jealous that she wanted Rashida all to herself. So, I mean, you can ask anybody that's in that circle at that time. I mean, there were friends that Ra has had for years that didn't like her. There was, before she even came along, there was me that I was trying to understand her. I don't automatically jump saying I don't like her. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing that come out this fool's mouth, Remy. I don't like her. I mean, but you don't know. I just feel something about it. You don't feel shit. You just stupid. So I think she tried to give me a hard time, but I don't think Ra was having it. So she was like, relax. So she relaxed, and I guess she warmed up and opened up. So once that happened, the reason why we stopped speaking and we became, I'm not gonna say enemies, because I don't hate her. I just really despise that bitch. Mm-hmm. She lied on me.
Okay.
She lied. She told Ra that I was talking about her like a dog. When the information or the receipts were asked to be proven, she said verbatim that I am not giving away any of that information about who said it or what was said. So I'm like, you don't have a case then. So you're saying that I said something about my friend And I love Rashida dearly, like dearly, you know. So you're not indulging on who said what. So, bitch, you don't have a case. So after, I think about 2 years, I finally figured out what was said and who said it.
Okay.
It was a little dirty ass hairstylist, a little wig maker, a little cross dresser.
Oh, wait. That was shade. Cross dresser, we can't say that.
No, her shade. Her shade is shade. That beard that bitch rocks with that dress. The bush between that mini skirt is shade. Shade that. Like she's shaving down them baby hairs, which Remy has way too much of. On them wigs.
Right.
So.
Okay.
So once I found out what was said, because I continuously picked and bothered that little bitch Andre, until he finally opened up and said something on one of his lives. I was disrespecting him on one of his lives. He said something to the nature, and bells went off. I was like, you're the bitch that said it. You're the bitch. So instead of really doing our fact check and trying to find an understanding of what happened or what was said, she automatically jumped to conclusion, relayed a message that was untrue, had no merit, had no weight, had no receipts for. She decided to believe a thirsty ass hairstylist who makes wigs out of the project and bitch uses the threads in that pissy ass elevator when she's a 4-story walk up away from a fucking roach attacking her and her mother in that Nancy ass apartment where she got bedroom fucking bed sheets up to the fucking window and gold paint.
Wow.
And she gonna sit up here, bitch, and tell me that I was talking about my friend? I'm talking about Rashida like a dog all the time. And like the shit that I say about her, the shit I say to her face, it's all in humor. We have a relationship to where we insult each other and we laugh our asses off about it. So no, I wasn't talking about her. The thing is, Rashida sent me, at that time I was trying to be makeup artist assistant.
Well, hold on, but for the people that don't know, Rashida is Ra Ali's like real name, full name.
I just realized something. While I'm trying to go line for line with this shit, now I need the hairstylist that he's talking about to come forward too. You know why? Because if the hairstylist said that he was talking about Rashida before, right? That was the allegation. And now this has happened. Was the hairstylist lying? Because we already know Remy's not going to come forward, but she's watching from the sidelines. But we already know she's not going to come forward. But I do need that hairstylist to come forward now. Because this would be the time for Rashida to interview that hairstylist on site. That would be lit. Mob Radio, could you please tell Rashida to go get the stylist that he was talking about in Brooklyn? Could you please tell her to come and give the interview on Richard Lomas? That would make my night. Thank you.
He finally opened up and said something on one of his lives. I was disrespecting him on one of his lives. He said something to the nature, and bells went off. I was like, you're the bitch that said it. You're the bitch. So instead of really doing our fact check and trying to find an understanding of what happened or what was said, she automatically jumped to conclusion, relayed a message that was untrue, had no merit, had no weight, had no receipts for. She decided to believe a thirsty ass hairstylist who makes wigs out of the project and bitch uses the threads in that pissy ass elevator when she's a 4-story walk up away from a fucking roach attacking her and her mother in that Nancy ass apartment where she got bedroom fucking bed sheets up to the fucking window and gold paint.
Wow.
And she gonna sit up here, bitch, and tell me that I was talking about my friend? I'm talking about Rashida like a dog all the time. And like the shit that I say about her, the shit I say to her face, it's all in humor. We have a relationship to where we insult each other and we laugh our asses off about it. So no, I wasn't talking about her. the thing is, Rashida sent me, at that time I was trying to be makeup artist assistant.
Well, hold on, but for the people that don't know, Rashida is Ra Ali's like real name, full name.
Right.
Okay.
Ra Ali.
Yeah. Okay.
Friends, we've been friends for like good 3 years, but because of the situation where she and I have not speaking because of this bullshit that Remy lied about, we would have been friends longer.
Okay.
But what was I? I was saying that she had sent me on an errand to have a wig made for her. Now, Rashida's a pain in the ass. See, I'm talking about her now. She's a pain in my fucking ass, and she knows it. She had me go about 12 o'clock midnight. She had the bright idea that she wanted her wig made. So Andre, the free wig maker, made her a wig because he was thirsty to make one. However, he didn't do any measurements because he's a fucking amateur, and the wig was too small. So when I brought it back, mind you, I went to Dirty Brooklyn from Jersey, then came back. After he made it, it did not fit. She had me send it back, so he remade it. So by that time, it was about 6 o'clock in the morning when he finished that wig. I'm tired. So while we're in the car, I said, this bitch is so fucking annoying. She get on my goddamn nerves. Why would she have these bright ideas? So if that's talking about my friend, that's fine, because that's what I do to her all the time, and she knows that. But what he tried to insinuate was that I was trying to become a member of Love and Hip Hop.
Oh.
And I was trying to get on the show by any means necessary. And that's a fault. That's a lie. For one, I was asked to be on the show. For one, two, we were gearing up to get me in a situation to where I would notice more. This is from my friend. This is from her mom. Okay? So, for me not being on the show was for me and her falling out. She wants me to be on everything that she's a part of because we work well together. We are hilarious together.
Yeah, and she even brings you on her show now. She has you on her show now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she fired me and brought me back again. Like, this is our relationship. People just don't understand it. We fuss, we fight, we argue. There's information that I know about my friend that nobody will ever know. Well, we fell out today or tomorrow, and we actually fell out for a whole year. And none of her personal information seep out. So I am loyal. I'm just not loyal to a disloyal bitch.
Well, can you tell us why her and Remy Ma fell out? Is there any information you can give on that?
Yeah, Remy is disloyal. Anytime.
What happened? We want to know what happened, bitch.
It's a lot. It's a lot when you're friends with somebody and they're not your friend. So during the duration of all of our friendships, you sit there and you actually talk about somebody. So Remy likes to throw out how much she makes here and how much she makes there. She actually makes the comment that I make more than Rashida.
Oh.
I make way fucking more money than she does. But how do you make more money than somebody and decide to say it or throw it out that way? It's not like you're saying yeah, or they're asking you a question and you're giving factual information saying, oh, I make more money than her. Yes, that's a fact. No, you're saying it to be disrespectful. I would make more fucking money than her. That little shit she be doing, I make more money than her doing that. I didn't say anything. I did not say anything. And people like, oh, well, not people. She said when I actually brought it to Rashida's attention, what she said at some point, because I needed to defend myself. She said, oh, well, why are you bringing it up now? Well, I'm bringing it up now because I have to. There's certain things that your friends don't need to know. They need to find out for themselves. Rashida was Remy's friend. Okay? When I say friend, throwing her parties, spending money. You having us pick this bitch up in her fucking BMW 6 Series. That's in a car you just ride around everywhere in. You gotta keep the mileage low in it. That's a luxury vehicle. Having her borrow the car when Remy couldn't drive or didn't have a license because she owed $1,000.
Wait, say that again?
Remy owed thousands of dollars. She couldn't get her fucking license back. So when she got back on, she finally paid it off so she could get driving again.
Wait a minute. You said Remy Ma couldn't even have a license because she owed thousands of dollars.
Upon thousands of dollars. And whatever it was. Could have been parking tickets. It could have been penalty fines. I don't know. But it was thousands. So she could not drive at all.
So who had to drive? You had to drive or Ra Ali had to drive?
Ra was driving. If not, then Ra hates driving. So if I was in there, I was driving. And we were driving to do things for her.
Okay.
not the other way around. It was for Remy.
Well, right, because
And she
she was
didn't
the
know how to use
artist.
it,
She
right?
was the bigger star. I mean, she's obviously like the bigger star, right? You guys are her friends, and you work with her, work for her, right? She's the celebrity.
No. At that time, no. At that time, she did not have an album out. She had a mixtape out. She wasn't even looking towards anything. She was sitting at home wondering when the next income was coming in, like the big income. I mean, she was making money during little shows and stuff like that. A little coin to keep her afloat while she had her bum-ass husband spend all her money. So he didn't have no job. So at the end of the day, it was more
You
so
said
like,
Papoose
okay,
didn't have a job?
he don't have one now.
Yeah, but he's her manager. They make money, right? That's how they were paying you, right?
First of all, that payment that we should come from Remy, as a friend, you give your friend discount. So that was an entire discount. Remy ain't had no money. I remember a time where Theo, which is Rashida's original hairstylist, decided to be thirsty and was thirsty enough he wanted to curl her wig. So he offered to curl her wig, right? So he curled the wig. This is the night of Papoose' birthday party that they had at some little bullshit that I was invited to as well. It was a party, and he offered to curl her wig because he wants to be involved. So that wig got curled. When the wig was finished, he sent her, or wanted to send her, an invoice for $60. Mind you, that's a nice price for just a curl, and that's not even a regular price for a celebrity. That's an everyday woman hair salon price. So it's not like an upscale, high-end price. So why does she have an entire heart attack? Oh, he fucking charged me 60 fucking, he admitted charged me 60 fucking dollars to curl my wig? That's $1 a curl. The fuck out of here. Fucking faggot.
She didn't say that. She called him a faggot.
Oh, absolutely. An entire faggot. She said that fucking faggot. So mind you, my eyes are one up in the middle of my head. I'm like, oh, she's eating it. And in front of me. So what did that say? What did that say about how you feel about me? So that was strike one. I'm not going to argue with you about it because you can say what you want as long as you don't say it to me.
Right.
She wasn't saying it to me, but it was disrespectful what she said. That's strike one. That was in the friendship. So, no. They try to paint her out to be this women empower, this, I'm out of jail, I'm trying to rebuild, and that she did. However, she's the nastiest person.
Well, did she ever say anything about Nicki Minaj or coming for Nicki Minaj when she was coming out, or was that she never talked about Nicki? Because I know you mentioned Eve, but did she ever mention Nicki?
She talks about all of them. She definitely talks about Eve randomly, and I couldn't understand that it wasn't strike two, but it was another bell that rang. Like, why are you supposed to be uplifting women? Why are you talking about Eve? Eve didn't have an album out at that time. She was really low key, off the radar. Why are you just randomly talking about Eve? She ain't got nothing going on right now. Like, why are you? She's not us. Like, she's us. And you know that's how the bitch talk. Like a little Bronx booger, hood booger. So I can't really recall anything that she said. I know that she said something about Nicki. I just can't recall it in an actual statement or something that was said. But I know for.
Let me tell y'all something. If she would have said something about Nicki Minaj, better fucking believe he would have remembered something from that and stored it in his mental closet. I don't believe none of the shit that comes from this whole thing. I believe that we need to go get that hairstylist though, because you know them hairstylists been telling lately. Ask Lonnie. Didn't her hairstylist telling her about the whole Tamar situation? Yeah, it was her. But I just don't understand. So Remy said the word faggot allegedly to somebody else about somebody else. and Remy called Richard a faggot this year. That is just crazy. The funny thing is, though, he's the man that's in the middle of everything. If you don't think so, think about it. Now, you waited. It's funny how he went to Amon Wiggins with the whole Remy Ma was being nasty, called somebody a faggot, he don't like her, That was in 2018. No, not two, that was, 2018. Now, all of a sudden, 2020, you got an issue with Riley too. Crazy thing is, the real reason why you got the problem with Remy is because you said that she went and carried a message to Ra Ali and told Ra Ali that you was talking about her to somebody else. It's just funny how he's in the middle of both of those situations.
After she said something, I just don't know what.
Were you working with her when she won the Best Female Rapper award at the BET Awards? Or were you?
No.
Okay.
She stole Letitia, which is Rashida's makeup artist. She stole her from Rashida as well. So she stole Ra's entire glam team.
Mm-hmm.
Stole it. So she was working at that time. She was working with her. But what I did, I was a witness to the BET Awards when she won, and I was kind of like, it was bittersweet. Like, I was happy for her, but I was hating on the dress. She looked horrible.
Mm-hmm.
She looked a fool. So I was happy that, she got something accomplished. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater. So I just don't like her.
Right.
And I can understand being in jail, coming out. First of all, she shouldn't have been in jail for doing some stupid shit she shouldn't have been doing. However, the relief, I'm proud of her, how she snapped back and came back into the game. Not necessarily took it over, but she kind of put her foot in it a little bit to get it wet.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what the fuck she's doing now. But I'm not a hater. I'm happy to a certain extent for her. I can't be too happy because I don't like her.
Okay. And the other part is, so what did she fire you or did you quit?
Oh, it was that kind of, you don't call me, I'm not calling you, let's fade it out. And as soon as that happened, that's when all of a sudden I was talking shit about Rashida. As soon as that happened.
But what led up to that? So you guys were you going back? Because it seems like you may have a strong personality and she had a strong personality. Like, what would make it just, you don't call me, I don't call you?
I honestly don't know. I've never been thirsty.
Did she not like the makeup, or were you too expensive, or was she not paying enough, or?
She definitely wasn't paying enough. I don't know. At that time, I just got tired of the hustle and bustle. She wasn't popping, so which means that she wasn't making me pop. So it's kind of like, and then she had a nasty attitude at that. It's kind of like, I think it was one, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was one day. I think she just got real nasty for no reason. And people said, well, you'll never work again because you're talking about celebrities and da-da-da-da. The thing is, I don't want what.
Now he said, Remy told him, or even Ra, I'm not too sure, but he said one of them told him, you'll never work with celebrities again, Now, he said the whole story about Remy going back and saying what the stylist had said, allegedly, he said that happened after the fallout. Like during. Like him and Ra fell out first and then that happened. You understand what I'm saying? Why they was not talking, basically, if I'm understanding it right. Hit me in the comments. You just heard the same thing I'm listening to. He said it happened during. Like I said, though, it's just funny how he's in the middle of all of them, Nikki and Ra, Remy and Ra, he's in the middle of all of that. All of it, I believe. Now, it didn't come out that he might be in the middle of Remy and Nikki. I don't think he's in the middle of that. But Remy and Ra, I believe he's in the middle of that. I believe that they're coinky dinks. Let me tell you what a coinky dink is. A coinky dink is I'm walking down a block and another girl is walking towards me and we both have on the same t-shirt. That's a coinky dink. I don't know her. She don't know me. We just happen to have on the same t-shirt, the same color. What's not a coinky dink is he goes to ARMON about both of these two people, Ra and Remy. 2 years apart. Not even a full 2 years. Because like I said, that interview about Remy was in September 2018. And now we here today, and now he's back on the ARMON show, and he's talking about Ra. So y'all have to listen to both interviews. You have to listen to both of them. Because it's just, to me, it's crazy. It's really, it's not no coinky dink that he just happens to be on a ARMON show again. Yeah, they know each other. But that's not the coinky dink. That's the ta-da. That's that moment. Like, oh, so we got the same story with the F word in it, with the same people, again. The only thing is, in the first, with the whole Remy thing, he said Remy called the hairstylist a faggot. Let me not say that no more because I know how YouTube is. I don't like saying that word. It's crazy. But that's what he said. Now he's back at it, and now he's saying Remy called him a faggot. Oh my God, I just keep dropping the F-bomb. Oh my goodness. But I'm sorry, I don't mean to say the word, but I'm dead serious. Y'all not getting the similarities of these stories though? He's in the mix of two females. These two females fell out. The reason why he's saying that they fell out is because Remy don't have no loyalty. But yet, he's the same one out in Ra Ali in the updated interview from last night. So who don't have the loyalty? So let's go back to the interview from last night, 2020.
Of respect that you certainly say. I'm not talking about her ovaries.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing any of that.
You didn't, because you would have been wrong if you would have went back and said something about her child or something like that.
There are people in there are comments, and I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, are you talking about her deceased child?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, on a different level, you call me something that I have dealt with from grade school to adulthood. I am finally comfortable in my 30s like I should have been in my 20s.
And I think that's important. I think that's important because I feel like a lot of women will say, well, you know, well, gay boys can call each other that, or you call us fish. And I was seeing different people say, so why is it a problem for Ra to call you that? Because they say that you guys joke like that, and they've heard you've allowed other people to say to talk like that to you. Now, what do you say to those people that say that, listen, Richard, that's how y'all talk to each other. You call her big bad. You say she's no neck and, you know, no hair. And now all of a sudden you feel some type of way about her calling you a FAG. Now you're a contradiction. How do you feel about that? What do you think about that?
We shooting game, we talking SHIT to each other, then that's what we're doing. However, you allowed me to call you big bag, big neck. The conversation we had was keep doing that. Like, that's good for promotion. That's fine. Keep talking about me. You know I don't care. Like, that's how our friendship is. It is. However, there's a level, and she knows that because she's done that before, and I informed her because she was drunk. She's like, if you don't get your little essay, share. I was like, well, in a laughing manner, I was like, girl, don't say that. Don't play with me, girl, saying that. However, this time, it was meant with the intent to hurt. It was meant to pinch you. It was meant for you to feel that. She was angry, but she was directing her anger at the wrong person.
Yeah,
but she does that a lot. I'm not the only person that she disrespects.
Okay.
I'm just the only person that don't tolerate it.
So when we get into well, I want to stay on you for a second in this word, and then we can get into the disrespect, because I want people to understand the impact that this word has on us. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of them don't understand. And I think you made a very good point on your show that, hey, listen, you don't know what it's like being in elementary or middle school and walking past some boys and they calling you the F word and you're being insulted for no reason. There's no way that the F word could be in any term of endearment coming from a heterosexual community. And as loosely as she was ready to say it, the reason why I personally feel like the line is drawn in the sand with her, because people are probably thinking, you're messy, you're going to sit with Armon, you're doing this, you're speaking out. Absolutely not. If I have any female friends, and I've had some, or females that I work with, if you call me the F word, it's over. Because to me, I don't deal with a lot of females on a daily basis because of this. You are literally the prime example of why. Because when things get rough and you get mad, they will go and they start calling you the F word. Not all, but there's quite a few that really, they don't really like you. They don't really accept you like that. Okay? It's all good when you're doing the hair, the makeup, the nails. You're talking about who fine and who not, who's straight and who not. But in all reality, girl, they don't want you to be cool with their man. Their man can't think that you cool. They can't really, you know what I'm saying? You can't be too fly or whatever, like, because then it's going to be like, you like that faggot boy? Like, what you doing? Like, why you cool with, like, it's a problem. And I feel like all of that, when she called you that, she expressed that she was one. In that moment, this is when fish will become derogatory. That at that moment, she became messy, sloppy fish. When she called you that.
So my thing is, her assistant is who I love. I love her. Her assistant is white. So they're cool as hell, tight as hell, right? By any means, does she walk up and say, we're real cool, what's up, my nigga? Is she not allowed to say that to a black woman and she's white? But they're cool as hell. Is Ra allowed to call me FAG? What's the difference? They're both not. She didn't mean it like that. She was cool. You let her slide with everything else. Why she can't slide with that word? What's the difference? When she and I are playing and we're going back and forth, we are literally going back and forth. We are both insulting each other in a laughing manner. And it is allowed because we agreed that was going to happen. We agreed that I could speak to her like that, and she was okay with it. And I agreed that she could speak to me like that, and I'm okay with it. I've never agreed, and I expressed to her that word is never acceptable for any reason, especially since I'm around. So she could be calling a straight man a FAG. That is not acceptable because I'm around. That word holds volume. Just like the word BITCH. To some, they don't like to be called that. If you don't like to be called a BITCH, then therefore don't use that word with other people. So if you don't like it, I'll apologize, and I'll say, well, I didn't know that I offended you by calling you that, and I deeply apologize and won't use it again. But with the word BITCH, there's so many different levels to that word that could be taken good or bad. However, with the word FAG, I don't know too many people who use that word for a good term of endearment.
It's not a good term of endearment, and we don't even use that as a term of endearment, because when we're trying to be messy or when we're reading, we will go there and see. And this is this is another piece, because I was listening to different lives and, you know, hearing people talk about it. And this is what kind of frustrated me. And this is one of the main reasons why I wanted you on here. And then we'll get into some more things. But at the same time, I want to get into the fact that when we start talking about the FAG comment, and then I hear people saying, well, why is it a problem for, you know, they start bringing the black woman topic when it has nothing to do with that? Why is it a problem for this person, this group to say this, and we get called that, or this person gets, or this group gets called that? Listen, it's not about you at this moment. Understand that someone called me a derogatory name, and I was offended by it. Why does it have to be a tit for tat? This is not about you. This is about the fact that the F word, we all know, is a bad word. And then, but I watch people try to bring in the word fish and this. Well, if you can say fish, well, half of y'all didn't even know what the hell fish was until 2 months ago. No. We've been saying that for years.
And they weren't supposed to know, because that's the conversation we have amongst each other.
Right. And then, well,
just like trade. Just like trade.
And that's just like straight men being upset that we talk about trade. Trade don't mean nothing bad. But let's be very clear. And I don't want to get into a fish topic because we're going to move on. But I want to let this be very clear, because somebody made this clear to me. Fish has a double meaning. The F word doesn't have a double meaning. Fish has a double meaning because a lot of women feel some type of way about that word. And fine, you can have that. And yes, it can be used as a derogatory word. Yes, and that's fine. But at the same time, there's times that I've used it prior to all of this, and I could just be on the phone with you, Kiki, and be like, "Girl, it's me. We got some tray here, bitch. My fish girlfriend is here, and and it's a couple of butch queens here, and we get into some things." For me, that's a positive turn. I've never said, "Oh, it's me and some faggots here, and we can." No, you don't ever say that. Like a girl could never say, "Oh, hey, I'm just kicking it with my faggot friend." What? You get what I'm saying? It don't even. What?
He's right though.
But even then,
the only part he's right about.
I'm like, "What's your faggot? Don't say no SHIT like that." And then I will correct her. I was like, "Don't call me that like that." I wouldn't be out here. But the intent behind the word FAG, the way she said it to me, was to take me down, to make me feel less than.
Yes.
And people want to know, well, what did you do? What does it matter? What I did. Don't call me that.
Don't call you not because you're friends, and especially because now, Richard, you've said on your show that there were times that, I mean, let's clearly say that you weren't getting paid from ONSITE, but you would be there every week.
I'm not the only one not getting paid.
Okay, there ain't. So who's all getting paid and who's not getting paid?
I don't even think Rob getting paid like that, to be honest with you, because she's coming out of our pockets for a lot of things. She likes to bring up the idea of this big old contract that she's getting from doing this. That contract only permits itself to be liable when she actually reaches a certain peak with numbers.
Okay, now I did get some tea like this. That girl, I don't know if you can really get into this, but because this is a little messy, but they did say that she's recording in her conference room of her apartments. She doesn't have any studios. That's her apartments. Is that true?
No, it's not in her apartment, but I mean, it's a choice versus, you know, it's a choice. It's for comfortability.
Okay, so it's free, is what you're saying.
It's a really nice setup.
Remember I told you it's really, really nice. Remember I told you it's fab. I loved it, but I just wanted to get into some things. Okay, and so she's not getting paid, you're not getting paid, and everybody else affiliated with it is not getting paid. Now, have you ever came out of pocket? Because you did say, I think I heard you say that you would take your own Ubers and stuff out of town.
Yeah. When I left my house, I parked my car at the airport. That cost, based on the hours or based on the days. And then when I got to the where I was going, I would get in a $50 Uber, and then when the show was over, I get in another $50 Uber to come back home. Now, I have the money, but I would constantly say, I don't have it. And that's my slogan. Ever since I knew
mine
that,
too.
I don't have it. Use you. Right. That was my slogan. Ever since I did something for her and she didn't pay me back right away, I was like, oh hell, I ain't got it. Don't have it. And that's been my saying for the last. I ain't got it. So it always looks like I don't have it. So I'm like, you got some money? It's because I'm asking her to pay for things that she's requesting.
Okay.
Okay. Now any gift that she's given, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the gifts. However, the things that you are requesting, you need to pay for.
Like, what are the things that she was requesting? Like, what was she requesting? I'm talking as far as on site. What are things that she was requesting of you to do that she wasn't paying for? Now we're talking about the blog.
In the beginning, book this flight and come here. So I'm like, book what? I was like, girl, this is like 5 days before the show. What are you talking about, book a flight? Just book the flight. I booked the flight. Now I'm paying for my car fare, my flight, and all of this on something that I don't want to do and that I didn't plan on doing.
And I think, and yes, and I think it's very important for the people that don't know Richard Lomax. I think this is very key here. Richard Lomax, hold on. Richard Lomax is a celebrity, what are you, makeup artist?
Yeah.
Okay, celebrity stylist. Yes, so, and ONSITE is a gossip blog. So my thing is this, Richard Lomax, they could be discussing, are we allowed to say who one of your biggest clients are or no?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, so Richard Lomax, okay, so he has clients, right? So the thing is this, they watching ONSITE, and, you know, could you imagine being discussed as a topic and seeing your makeup artist there? So that could be bad for business. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but I'm just saying, if you're sitting up here gossiping, doing celebrity news, well, eventually, if you're a celebrity makeup artist to the stars, maybe one of your clients is going to be news one day. And so if you're not sitting up there getting paid, you could be risking your livelihood just to sit up with Ra Ali at ONSITE for free.
Yeah, so a few times she didn't care. She brought up a few people that I work with and disrespected them on the show. And one time I got up, the other time I act like I didn't know what she was talking about. And I had a part-time job at Sephora, and she told me I need to quit my job because that was nothing. Like it was nothing.
Wait a minute. She told you to quit your job at Sephora because you had a part-time job, and she said it's nothing. Why because she wanted you to come in, or what happened? Say that one more time. I missed that.
I had a part-time gig at Sephora. I was working, of course. I like working.
Are y'all not understanding what he is saying? Now remember what he said about Remy, how he used to give her discounts, how he used to give her discounts and everything. And you seeing how he's saying that Riley didn't have the money to pay for certain things. Those stories sound a little bit similar, don't they? Don't they sound a little bit similar? Oh, because Remy didn't have it, so I had to give her discounts. Those was discounts. Right. He's not clearly saying she didn't have it, but he's definitely saying she didn't want to pay for it. Do y'all see how these stories are aligned? Let's go back. It's funny because as I'm doing this video, ARMON is live. And guess who he's talking about? Riley. But we're going to get to that video later.
I don't like, the hustle in me is annoying. So I don't mind working. I'm not exempt to work. She feels like, you don't need a job. You don't need that job. That job is beneath you. Get you another one. Why don't you just come work for me full time ONSITE? We could do this daily versus once a week.
Okay.
I was like, I take care of my mother. I work, and my bills are expensive. I said, if I'm not going on tours with my girl, I'm doing my side clients and I'm doing my everyday people as well. So I'm making my coins. I said, but when when you're working for yourself, you have your moments in business where
they good and they bad, baby. You know, I know, child. This is my job. This is my business. So it's up and down. Okay.
Right. So in that aspect, you have to either save for the rainy days or you get you a side gig so where you can go put the work in so you don't deplete your savings. So her concept of me working is something that was beneath her, and she made light of a joke of what I was doing for a living. And I looked at her differently after that. There's a few things I looked at her differently about. But I'm always going to work and make my money. I don't have my hand out. If my hand is out, it's because you're asking me to do something. So I'm asking you for compensation for it. So on the show, when we were playing around about how she had this and had that and how I was always asking for money, I'm not, anything I ask her for is compensation for something that she's requesting.
Mm. So, do you run the site? So, or did you do any work? Like, how does the work break down? Like, because at the same time, if you're not doing any work and she's doing all the work, then maybe you don't need to get paid.
I didn't want to be paid. But if you're asking me for these specific requirements, then you need to be coughing up some cash. The same way you coughed up $1,000 during this pandemic for people that are viewing and watching the show. She gave away $1,000. She gave away $50 here and there, $25 here and there, while you have two co-hosts, or one co-host, and an addition, and an intern, and neither one of us got any of that.
Well, now Richard, now you said that you want, and I know the intern for sure says that they don't like to be paid. They don't like money. They only like to beg. So they don't want to be paid. They want to beg. Now you're saying you did it as a friend, but you've been there since the Brooke Bailey days when they was on site on Instagram Live and they would call you in. I remember it since back then. So
it's funny how he brought that Brooke Bailey, he brought Brooke up and how her and Brooke post that fell out.
I'm just trying to figure out how did the work break down? Like who was running the website now that you're like, is she running the on-site page?
No, I think there's writers that get paid. Not sure how much.
Okay, so somebody's getting paid, but nobody on camera was getting paid. But yet she was giving out $1,000, but didn't think to give you or the intern any money. Did you guys ask?
And these writers, no, I didn't. I was doing it for her because I never wanted to do on-site.
Did you ever sit back and be like, does this bitch think that she's getting over on me?
Yeah, because when I quit the first time, it was because she was disrespectful.
Now, Mob Radio already answered that question before when people was asking her questions and asking about her income status and asking her about why her channel's not monetized and X, Y, and Z. She said she did it just because, for the exposure for her channel, for her business, and what she got going on. Now, he just said he did it just because. So then why the fuck is you talking about some shit you did and you decided to do just because? So you figure, being that you decided to do it just because, you just clarified that all the writers is getting paid. We know that Millie said she was doing it just on the strength. You know what I'm saying? Just on the cuff. He just admitted he's just doing it just on the cuff. You just admitted that the writers is getting paid. So, please tell me why you mad again? I'm not understanding. You trying to throw her under the bus for what reason? I'm not understanding. But let's finish this interview up because I really want to go into a Mars Live. Because, people like to snatch and delete shit, and I don't have time for that.
And one of the people that was working there, he kind of got us to speak again. And even in that, she was kind of not taking the blame for her activities. She was more so trying to do the blame game when all she had to do was not disrespect me in a public group chat. All she had to do was pull me to the side and have a conversation. She decided to do it publicly. And then when I informed her, you can't be talking to me crazy, especially in front of people. That is embarrassing. She said, oh, well, we're going to do it right there where it happened, over something that was so small. So that was when I quit the first time where everybody was
Yeah,
like, what
because you
happened?
said that she was a narcissist also in your live video. So, and you said that, and you also said that she does things, everything she does, down from having you on there, making people laugh, which you make people laugh, to having interns and all of this stuff, all is about her. And there's false promises, but everybody's end goal is not the same. And really, everybody is basically being used in the pond to build Ra Ali. And she really pretty much doesn't care about anybody else. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
I feel like she does care, but in the aspect of caring, she's only going to care but so much unless it benefits her in the end. So, there are certain things that she'll do, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, she is so sweet. And then later on you look and you be like, well, I'm be damn. She did this for this reason. So, anything that she does is to benefit herself. She's very selfish. She's disrespectful.
Okay.
Her loyalty lies within herself, but she likes to promote that it lies with everybody else. Just certain things you just don't do. Yeah, loyalty is designed and set up depending on who you are and what you feel loyalty is. My loyalty is set up differently. And I don't have loyalty anymore for somebody that is disrespectful.
Definitely not when they call you the F word as a gay man. I mean, it doesn't matter what the discrepancy was. Let me tell you this. If nobody else supports you, and I sit here with 2,474 people and 76,000 subscribers, and they all know, and I've been canceled. But my people that really support me, because a lot of these people is just, people looking for content. People from that other channel that love me, bitch, and they hate me because I'm that motherfucking bitch. And my people. But I will sit here and say, listen, it doesn't matter. Even though my core is 90% women on YouTube, I don't play that game. And I will let you know in a minute that F word, I don't play that game. And I'm not one of these gay boys that will play up to the women to get super chats and subscribers. Because
Hold on.
my integrity and my...
Hold on. Did he just say he's not that boy? That you not going to be calling him X, Y, and Z? Did he just say that? Did he just say he's not that boy? That y'all going to be messing with him, black women, and calling him the F-bomb, but yet he could call Pepper an African booty scratcher? The same man that called OG a fucking monkey? Is he fucking... Is he crazy? Or am I crazy? What the fuck is he talking about? And this is last night's interview. This to remind y'all. Because I let them know. And when somebody lets you know how they feel, Amon, then you in your motherfucking feelings. What? You let them know? You can't be serious.
Man means more than your fucking support. You're not gonna disrespect me on that level. I don't give a damn who you are, so I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Now you're gonna have a lot of people turn on you, particularly females, because they feel like that you should have ignored it or not said anything or downplayed it. However, if you would have came for her baby father or her kids or her ovaries or her weave or her vagina, then you would have been a man, a gay man, that's coming for women, that needs to come for a man. That's what you would have been.
I have.
Let me just tell y'all something. He just said everything that Richard wanted to say. Y'all know that, right? Oh, if you would have came for her ovaries or her man or her kid or her this or her weave, petty shit. He's saying that they would flip on him the same way he felt like women flipped on him. But Amon, what you not realizing is people flipped on you because you was calling your black queens monkeys. I don't give a fuck what OG look like or what you think she looked like. That don't mean you gotta say it. and then you on a public platform and you say it? No, that's not what you do. So I'm not understanding. You trying to say, oh, they're gonna treat me like they're gonna treat you like they did me and go off and you know they not gonna be on your side no more the same way they did me. Bro, we did you like that because you still ain't shit. You sat up there in the African fucking sweater and you called Pepper an African fucking booty scratcher when she was just trying to let you know what the fuck was going on.
You're going to have a lot of people turn on you, particularly females, because they feel like that you should have ignored it or not said anything or downplayed it. However, if you would have came for her baby father or her kids or her ovaries or her weave or her man that's coming for women, that needs to come for a man, that's what she would have been.
I have come for her vagina. I have come for her man. I have come for her weave or her edges. But she's come for my butthole. She's come for my...
Okay, that's enough, Richard, stop. Okay.
We were playing. So, you know, we agreed that it was okay for us to play like that. That was the dynamic of our relationship, which led into the show. But she has never disrespected me to that level and called me out my name with the intent to hurt me. So that's the reason. There are things that led up to me like, I gotta cut her off, but I kept going. Oh, I gotta cut her off, kept going. I was sitting.
So my thing is this.
Other people around me.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Disrespecting other people around me, and I would sit there and I'm like, well, you say, well, she could never talk to me like that.
Well, yeah, tell us what she would say. What would she say to the people around you? Don't go. Yes, listen, Richard. This is my. I know you just didn't think you was gonna sit up here in front of 3,000.
Now, didn't he say that Remy used to talk about people around him? So now he's saying in this up-to-date video that Ra Ali used to talk about people around him. Y'all don't see the comparison? I'm just saying.
You call him stupid or what?
You want to know that? I guess a plug would be disconnected during the show.
Oh, okay.
And it got to be stupid because that's something I knocked down. Are you fucking? Oh, Lord,
go ahead.
Are you stupid?
And she would go off like that, like in a rage?
Go off in rage, and you'd be like, are you serious?
Has the show ever got shut down? Like, has there ever been like a big old blow up because everybody's got disrespected and went off right before you guys went on air?
No, because a lot of people will hug the abuser, they will cater the abuser, and they won't stand up to the abuser. Okay. So when my turn came to be disrespected for the third time, I snapped.
Okay. So tell us about the first time you was disrespected. Just quick, what did she say to you?
Oh, I don't remember the first time.
Okay, what was the second time?
Big instances. Well, I don't remember the second time. I just remember big things that happened. The first thing was with Remy. She disrespected me then. She allowed herself to listen to somebody who lied on me. And she went with her because she had more respect for Remy. So she believed what she said.
Okay.
And come to find out, it was her hairstylist that lied on me. So she believed her. We didn't speak for a year because of that.
Okay, let me ask you this. You also made a statement that she falls out with everybody and she doesn't have much friends. Are you able to give us some information on what happened with her and Brooke? Are they friends?
That's some real. Y'all gotta pay for that CD.
Okay. I understand. Okay, so they're not. Okay, so they're not friends. But Nikki and Brooke are friends.
No.
Because they still follow each other.
To a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they're probably cool. I wouldn't say they're friends, but they
Do you
cool.
think that Nicki Minaj inspired ONSITE? Queen Radio inspired ONSITE?
No. But what I do think is Ra was, she saw talent, or she saw the fact that I was very humorous. And our dynamic kind of linked, similar to, two other people that were really good together at their, the relationship dismantled. So she's been trying this for a minute, but it would be always something that would make us not be able to do it. Like either I would move or I wasn't interested or it just didn't work. And this one.
Now, what he said was, I need y'all to be clear. I need y'all to get y'all listening ears open. He said was, she's seen somebody else, and I feel like because of their dynamic duo, it made them want to work with each other even more. Who do you think he's talking about? I'm not gonna even let y'all fucking think about it. He's talking about Kaya and T.S. Madison. Kaya would say the things that T.S. Madison want to say but wouldn't say. He's the same way. He says things on that show that Rob want to say but wouldn't say. Ain't that something? He letting out all the tea. Now this is still the last interview from last night.
Finally clicked, and I think that she finally figured out how to do it and how to make it work. I think that she's a clone of the what's that child show, The Neighborhood Talk.
Yeah, that and the Queen Radio. When I seen her do the Nicki Minaj Motorsport braids, I was like, girl.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a real, and I don't know if you're gonna, and I know you're not gonna give me the answer that I want for this, but I have to answer it. I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't. We have to ask the ultimate question here, Richard Lomax, and we can move on to some other things. But did Ra Ali give Cardi B that knot? Or do you feel like
she did?
She said she did. What did she say? How did she tell you it happened? So what happened? And from what you not, you don't even have to say how she told you. From the conversations that you've had with her, what did you gather happened inside that event?
I never asked what happened, and I wasn't told, so I don't know. Because I watched the same footage that everybody else watched. And I asked, I was like, you Richard, did that?
You sat next to Ra Ali and you never asked her about the knot?
No. I didn't. The only thing I found out was through the video that the girl had the knot, and I asked, did you do that? And she said, yeah. But because it was
Come on. Now, he was saying they so close, this, that, and the third, and that's the way they argue, and we had that type of relationship. You try to tell me your friend is going to the Harper's Bazaar. That's number one. Number two, she gets into it while she's with Nicki, and Cardi throws a shoe at Remy. Altercation breaks out, and Cardi B has a knot, and you see the footage, and you trying to fucking tell me you didn't ask about that shit, but this is your motherfucking friend? You's a fucking liar. You's a liar. But half the shit that come out of Richard's mouth, I'm sorry. He on some 45 type shit. 45 don't tell us half the shit that's going on in the world now, and Richard telling half-ass lies right before y'all motherfucking eyes. You trying to tell me you and Rod never had that conversation? You sit next to her on the show, y'all said y'all hunky-dory, y'all have that love-hate relationship, and you trying to tell me that you never asked her about the knot? And if, let's just say he's not lying, he never asked her about the knot. Let's just say that. Then that leads me to believe that y'all never had the relationship that you was bragging about in the first interview. Y'all never had that relationship. That's what, if you are saying that you never had a conversation with her about the knot, I'm to believe that y'all relationship wasn't that motherfucking tight. My friends, we talk. If my friend get into it, or I hear that my friend got into something, we having a conversation. So for you to sit up there and say, oh no, we didn't have that conversation, I already know you lying. Or, like I said, your friendship wasn't like that. Because remember, he said they fell out twice, which is fucking crazy to me. When Amon asked her, what did she say to you the first time? Oh, I don't remember. So Amon says, well, damn, what did she say to you the second time? Oh, that time was over the Remy situation, and I really don't remember exactly what she said. So, again, what? Y'all don't got no fucking receipts. It wasn't a text message dropped. It was not one receipt in Amon's whole fucking interview from last night. And y'all trying to tell me, y'all want me to believe everything that's coming out of Richard's mouth? And we already see how he and Amon, if y'all didn't peep game, they been formed up like Voltron on y'all black bitches. I'ma say it one more motherfucking time. They been formed up on y'all bitches. Y'all just didn't peep motherfucking game. But I had to actually sit back when I mentioned the interview. And when I went to an Amon live last night and I heard him do that interview, it clicked immediately about that Remy interview. Because it's the same fucking interview. There's only a little bit of twists here and there, but it's the same fucking interview. It's the same fucking F word. It's the same fucking players. It's the same. Even down to the fucking interviewer. It's the same. And then you trying to say that you don't understand, people don't understand loyalty and all that shit you was trying to say, that people was going to fuck with the oppity ops. This nigga's a op. This nigga's a op. Y'all heard it for yourself. He came out his mouth and said that Remy said, this is why you're not going to really be able to go longevity in your career, because you talk about celebrities and you carry back shit. So y'all want me to believe everything that man is fucking saying? Y'all got to be out y'all rabbit ass mind, B. Matter of fact, I got one better. I'm going to go back to the other interview, because y'all think it's a motherfucking joke, and I'm going to need y'all to know that it's not even a joke, because y'all not peeping game the way y'all supposed to peep game. I really sat back. I was downloading everything, making sure everything was uploaded for y'all this afternoon. You know, I had time. And I really sat back and thought about that. But now, let's go back to the 2018 interview, because I'm going to need y'all to really listen clear and listen closely. They been linked up, though. Remember when I said last night it's a boys club over there? It's a community over there that y'all not understanding. Females, black ones, y'all not understanding. It's a community over there. They been formed up like Voltron. We already know that Amar's first interview was Richard Lomas. So how many times Amar is going to interview the same person before y'all realize that they been linked up? Y'all not peeping game? This might have not have been a plan, but it damn sure ain't no coinky dinkies. That's a fact.
Lifestyle or gig. I've always just been doing my thing. And because I'm well connected, do you want this job? Do you want that job? Sure, I'll do it. Let's see what it's about. And then I slowly became to be a little bit more involved in that area. Do I want it? Not necessarily. Do I not want it? I just want the money. So I've never been the person to be starstruck or hung up on working for this person. I just want my money. Now I've made friendships. And when you're a friend to somebody, that information that you're holding on to, you don't sit there and try to utilize it to the point where you're holding on the receipts for when you do get into an argument like she did.
Right.
Or like she does. I don't do that. So there's text messages that she's disrespecting certain people. I don't have. There are conversations that we had are private where she's disrespecting people. Half the time, shit, I'm getting old. I don't remember half the things. I'd be like, oh shit.
Has Papoose ever made a gay joke or anything disrespectful to you?
But he has threatened me. However, I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
There's a son of his and Remy has called that son because he's questionable, I guess.
Oh.
So when you look at him, you would think that he is, homosexual. So in arguments or in heated rages, Remy would call that child a faggot. It's your faggot ass fucking son.
So she would call Papoose' son a faggot.
Right. Now, I don't know if he's gay or straight, but there's a lot of questions. Or what?
Let me give y'all some backlog to what they talking about. Remember they had the show with Remy and Papa. She was having a baby and The son appeared on the show. A lot of people, when people did the reviews of that show on YouTube, a lot of people in the comments was talking about that son. When I seen that episode, when I seen the son finally for myself, and then I heard this interview, I knew exactly what son they was talking about. But my thing is, so what you're trying to say is, Papoose, let Remy Ma call his son that, and he ain't got nothing to say? Nothing. Just call his son and be disrespectful, and you doing it in that father's face, and ain't nobody got nothing to say. I believe that remark is bullshit, because what you're trying to do is trying to say that Pap is a weak-ass man and he's broke. Because you already said, oh, because Pap ain't have no job. Pap is a